On April 7, 2024, at approximately 10:13 p.m., deputies responded to a residence in the 1900 block of Turnberry Court in Finksburg for a reported burglary. Edward Osefo called 911 to report the burglary. Edward and Wendy Osefo, both from Finksburg, live at that address, and they have 3 school-aged children. They reported that their home had been burglarized sometime between April 2nd and April 7th of 2024 while they were on vacation in Jamaica. The house would have been vacant at the time with no one's house sitting. No one had a key to the residence, according to the Osefos.
You won't believe what just went down in court today. Wendy Osefo, sitting at the defendant's table, suddenly froze as her secret transaction file was handed over to the judge, and seconds later, her confident mask shattered. The room went silent, whispers exploding from every corner, and for the first time, Wendy's face told the story no one expected. Every transfer, every hidden move, every secret payment, the entire trail laid bare. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, what happened next left everyone gasping. This isn't just courtroom drama. This is the shocking truth behind Wendy Osefo's empire, and the fallout is about to change everything. Stay tuned, because what comes next will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. The courtroom was buzzing with tension, the kind of heavy, electric silence that makes everyone hold their breath. Wendy Osefo sat there, her hands clasped tightly, eyes darting between the judge, her lawyers, and the file that had just been placed on the table. Seconds felt like hours. "Your Honor, we request a moment," her attorney whispered, voice trembling slightly. Wendy nodded, trying to hold herself together, but her usual composure was cracking. The clerk opened the file, flipping through pages that detailed every single transaction, every hidden account, every payment Wendy had made or received. The room shifted. Gasps, murmurs, and whispered questions floated around. Did she really transfer this much? All these accounts? Even some spectators who had come for a regular hearing were frozen, watching the unfolding drama as if it were a live performance. "Wendy, can you explain these transfers?" the prosecutor asked, voice steady but sharp, cutting through the tension like a knife. Wendy's throat tightened. She opened her mouth, but the words felt stuck, heavy with the weight of the evidence in front of her. She knew this wasn't just about numbers. This was her reputation, her public persona, her carefully curated life, laid bare. A former associate, sitting in the gallery, leaned over to whisper to a friend, "I told you she was hiding something." This is insane." The whispers spread like wildfire. Even journalists scribbling notes were frozen mid-pen stroke, capturing expressions that spoke louder than any headline could. Inside Wendy's mind, memories of frantic phone calls, rushed transfers, and last-minute cover-ups flashed by like a broken reel. Every payment she thought was discreet, every effort to redirect funds quietly, suddenly seemed transparent under the piercing gaze of the courtroom. Betrayal from her own team? Possibly. Mistakes she thought she'd erased? Definitely. She glanced at her husband Edward, sitting stoically beside her, face pale but calm. Their eyes met, a silent conversation passing between them, fear, regret, a shared understanding that things had spiraled far beyond control. Wendy exhaled sharply, trying to steady herself. This was the moment the world would see everything. Every secret, every move, every hidden detail now exposed. And deep down, she knew this was just the beginning. The real fallout, the public humiliation, and the web of betrayal were only about to start unraveling. The judge's gavel knocked lightly, a soft reminder that time was running out. Wendy braced herself, heart pounding, for the revelations that were about to hit, and the consequences she could no longer escape. The courtroom tension had barely settled when the whispers turned into murmurs of shock. Screenshots from leaked messages began circulating among reporters. Wendy's own phone records, supposedly confidential, were now fueling the fire. One text read, "Transfer completed, keep it quiet." Another, "Make sure Edward confirms receipt before anyone notices." The prosecution held them up like evidence in a grim parade of secrets. Wendy's hands trembled as the judge's gavel seemed to echo her own racing heartbeat. From the gallery, a former colleague leaned forward, voice low but intense. "I tried to warn you. This was going to blow up." Every move, every account, she thought no one would trace it. Gasps spread across the room. Spectators whispered feverishly, some taking notes, others scrolling their phones to capture the scandal in real time. The courtroom had become a stage for a drama no one could look away from. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. A voice recorder was placed on the table, and a recording played. Wendy's own voice, calm and deliberate, confirmed several transactions she had previously denied. The sound of her admission, so familiar and authoritative, cut through the room like ice. Even Edward's stoic expression faltered, his fingers gripping the armrest. The media erupted, reporters typing furiously, capturing every word as if the transcript could define the rest of Wendy's life. The defense team scrambled, trying to contain the chaos, but leaks continued to surface: emails, call logs, insider commentary. Wendy thought she had backup, one anonymous source whispered, but even her closest aides were watching. Some were feeding the investigators all along. The courtroom's energy shifted from curiosity to pure suspense, as if everyone present could feel the trap closing in around her. Wendy's eyes darted toward the judge, then at Edward. She whispered something inaudible, a plea perhaps, a warning perhaps, and for a moment, the world held its breath. Could they salvage anything, or was everything unraveling too fast? The files, the messages, the recordings, they painted a picture she couldn't escape. As the day dragged on, the final revelation loomed, unspoken but palpable. Something more was coming, something that could destroy her reputation completely. Wendy's face, pale and taut, reflected the storm that was about to hit. Every eye in the room knew it, and the court waited, frozen, for the moment that would change everything. The courtroom fell silent as Wendy's attorney handed over a thick folder to the judge. Her hands shook, but she held her chin high, knowing every eye in the room was locked on her. Edward sat beside her, his jaw tight, eyes unreadable, as if bracing for a blow he couldn't predict. Then it happened. The judge opened the folder, scanning page after page, and the tension became unbearable. The leaked transaction files were there in black and white. Every transfer, every deposit, every note of repayment Wendy had made or hadn't. Murmurs rippled through the room. Spectators leaned forward, reporters scribbled furiously, and Wendy's palms grew clammy. A prosecutor stepped forward, voice sharp and deliberate. These documents confirm the extent of the transfers, the hidden accounts, and the communications surrounding them. Ms. Osefo, it appears the court has a full picture now. Wendy swallowed hard, her throat dry, her usual composure cracking just enough to reveal vulnerability. From the back, an insider source, fictional, yet chillingly credible, leaned in, whispering. She tried to cover everything, but the paper trail doesn't lie. Even the smallest repayment, every diverted penny, it all leads to the truth she couldn't hide. Wendy's face paled further. Tears welled in her eyes as the weight of exposure sank in. She looked at Edward, whispering, "I didn't mean for it to go this far." "I tried." Her voice trailed, choked with emotion. Edward didn't respond, but his eyes betrayed a mixture of anger, betrayal, and disbelief. The judge's gavel finally struck, a resonant sound that punctuated the moment. The court acknowledges receipt of all evidence. A full review will determine next steps. Wendy's shoulders slumped slightly. The fight wasn't over, but the first real crack in her armor had appeared. Outside the courtroom, whispers of betrayal and leaked files spread like wildfire across social media. Fans, critics, and industry insiders debated endlessly. Did Wendy truly intend to repay? Who else was implicated? And what secrets might still be hidden in those accounts, waiting to surface? Wendy's eyes met the camera lenses of reporters, a haunting reflection of a woman exposed, vulnerable, yet defiantly alive in the chaos. The final truth was out, but the fallout was only beginning. And somewhere deep in the shadows of those files, a secret remained, one that could change everything again. The room emptied slowly, the tension lingering like smoke in the air. Wendy Osefo had faced her reckoning, yet the story was far from over. And just like that, Wendy Osefo's secrets are spilling into the open, her transaction files exposed, her face pale, the courtroom silent in shock. But this is only the beginning. What else is hidden in those accounts? Who else might be implicated? The story isn't over, and the fallout could reach even higher than we ever imagined. If you want to see the next shocking reveal, if you want to uncover the whispers behind these files, comment below for the next video. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because the next chapter could change everything and you won't want to miss it.